Cannabis legalization lost big this week in ballot initiatives, but there was no bigger loss than Florida's Amendment 3, where so many egg-headed analysts were banking on the Sunshine State pulling through, especially given the fact $170 million in one of the biggest MSOs in the game were behind the effort. Lots of big money bets were made and lost. Yesterday, the rent came due. According to MarketWatch's Sierra Lenane, cannabis stocks plunged on Wednesday following the failure of a Florida ballot initiative to legalize adult recreational marijuana. Trulieve, the largest medical cannabis operator in Florida and major backer of the campaign, saw its stock drop by 44%, marking the largest single-day decline in the company's history. Trulieve had invested nearly $145 million of their own dollars in the campaign, which fell short of the required 60% supermajority. The failed measure also impacted the advisor share Pure U.S. Cannabis ETF, which saw a 25% drop as Trulieve holds a significant weighting in the fund. Other cannabis stocks such as Curaleaf, Cresco Labs, and Verano Holdings also experienced sharp declines alongside Canadian cannabis companies like Canopy Growth and Tilray. Meanwhile, former President Trump's election win and the GOP's Senate control have raised potential for federal cannabis reform as Trump has voiced support for legalization, rescheduling, and banking reform, whatever that means. It was very abstract, but people seem to believe it. And however, the timeline remains uncertain, with the DEA rescheduling decision now expected in early 2025. Republicans under Trump's initial term had the opportunity to move forward on a number of progressive cannabis issues, but they fumbled the bag. They possessed all three branches of government, yet they failed to yield any significant gains. Will it be any different this time? And why? The market seems to think not. But I'm torn on it, and I want to hear from you guys and see what y'all think. I'm Rico Lamitte, the dopest dad on the street for High 9 News. Well, are stocks in the cannabis sector ever going to rebound from this? What's going on, Jason?
I can tell you one big difference from this time to last time is the fact that we don't have Paul Ryan as the speaker, who was a major rhino. But nonetheless, these stocks, man, I don't understand why people even invest in all these cannabis stocks and whatnot. They're so volatile. They're on the Canadian market, which is such a fringe market in the first place. I would just stick with things on like the New York Stock Exchange and all the American markets, and I would not touch anything
like
in the
crypto,
foreign market.
Right?
Huh?
Like crypto. Just stick to crypto.
You could do that too. I think that's a lot safer than a cannabis stock, personally. Safer bet.
Jason Beck for investor advice here.
I'm not here to provide financial information.
I think the pendulum has swung for people just accepting any type of a cannabis initiative to put on the ballot.
Mm-hmm.
We're now taking a closer look at what actually is going to happen.
Yep.
And
right.
I think the lack of a home grow was a problem.
Yep.
And the fact that it was going to be basically a corporate monopoly in Florida was a problem.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I hope that they have E&O insurance for the directors, because I suspect they're going to get sued. Shareholders are going to sue them for just squandering $150 million, whatever it was.
Well, not only that, Dale, but also, too, a lot of that money was supposed to be earmarked for 280E payments for taxes to the IRS, to my understanding.
Well, just say it's
you don't pay the
THCA.
One at a time,
you don't
guys.
pay the tax people. If you don't pay the tax people, they show up with guns and take your shit.
I'm saying, Jason, there's THCA.
Yeah, I bet it is. I bet
The 280E money they got back. You know what I'm saying? Like, are they going to get caught up in the STEMI check hustles?
They could. They could.
Everybody else.
What do you think about this, Stone? Big loss out there in Florida.
Yeah, I mean, I think we all knew this was going to happen, and like you said, it was to prevent the big monopoly. And you had Ron DeSantis bagging it from the beginning with all his hemp money that wants that to fail anyway. But we'll see. Hopefully, they write it up correctly the next time around.
Rochelle, what do you think about all this? You with us, Rochelle?
You're on mute.
You're on mute.
Nope. I was just saying that I am just really disgusted by the amount of money that went into this thing, especially for it to fail. I think about that much money and how much it could do in this world. It's just like so disappointing. This feels like such a waste.
I 100% agree with you. $150 million. How many homeless people could that have fed?
How about them copping out to pay $10,000 to Lorna McMurray?
Exactly.
After her death?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Into this shit.
Yeah, their family should at least got $1 million. At least $1 million.
Just saying.
It's sad.
I don't know what their fluidity situation is, but this kind of a loss could drive them to receivership.
Yeah,
that would really be a mess.
Man.
For an MSO like them. Just had that chunk away, and the tax guys at their door demanding you pay us or we take your shit and all your cash. And now you go into receivership and it tanks. This was a large roll of the dice, and I sure hope they had good discussions inside this company and got everybody's consent, or the Lawyers Full Employment Act is waiting for them.
Yeah, that's what I was going to wonder, Dale. I wanted to ask you about. Do you think do you think that at the next board meeting they could ask Kim Rivers to resign?
Well, they could fire him. I mean, we don't know what went on inside the board. I mean, I've been on boards before, and we try to bring some sanity to it and document what you're doing. But whether he was rogue or not, or whether the whole board is going to be in trouble, the whole board has to resign. I don't know. But I can just tell you, there's lawsuits coming from this, because this was a total waste of company finances when they're looking at the IRS payments that could be just astronomical.
Yep. I totally agree with that, buddy. I totally agree with that. Man, I'll tell you what, this looks like a hurricane came through True Leave, you guys.
No, that was Helene.
Maybe it was Kim.
Yeah. This is capitalism. No risk, no reward.
That's right. No risk, no reward. 100%. And 60% is a tough. All in. 60% is a tough threshold to overcome.
Yeah, zero hedge on that shit. They went all in. They went naked on this bet, and they lost. Mm-hmm. It is what it is.
Would you say they got caught with their pants down, Rico?
Yeah. For lack of a better term, yes they did. And they made the wrong bet, and I think just like Dale said, there were too many question marks, and they were exploited easily with a lot less money than they were putting up to just be all pro, like all a rising tide raises all boats, all that other bullshit. Like
water raises all ships, right?
Yeah, it's easy for. Yeah, it's easy for you to say that when you got 160 locations in the state.
I thought it was 170. That was 170.
I heard they got like 780 now. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't even know. Numbers don't matter. Facts don't matter anymore. This is the reality we live in. All hype.
Man, oh man, oh man.
The emperor had no clothes, man. And the voters of Florida have spoken.
Fair enough. We're gonna roll into.
Do you think it's gonna rebound at all?
Do I think that their stock is gonna rebound?
Cannabis stocks overall.
No. Cannabis stocks overall are gonna rebound until, at the earliest point, in my opinion, until around January 20th when Trump takes office.
Until we get this rescheduling thing figured out, or the Congress gets the balls to take it clear out of the Controlled Substances Act and put it someplace else. I wouldn't advise people to make large bets on cannabis companies right now at all. This is in flux. I think that this election just shows that the pendulum has swung about as far as it's going to go. Now you're going to have to figure out where you're going to be when the pendulum swings back to the middle, and do the hard legislative work that's going to be necessary inside these states. The federal government's got to shit or get off the pot here. One thing or another has to happen. I don't like the rescheduling. It's going to ruin social equity, and all the small operators are just going to be gone. I'd prefer descheduling, put it in like the ATF, and let them handle like alcohol.
TTB.
Well, I'd be telling that to anybody in the administration how to fix this. Just get it away from the DEA altogether, put it in some place where it can be taxed and regulated on an interstate basis. Let the states take care of it themselves, and let Humboldt growers grow good weed and send it to New York legally.
Fair enough. And shout out to all the growers up there in Humboldt. Yeah, 100% on that, Dale. I'm with you on that. Open up interstate trade. I'm all about that.
There you go.
The shorts as well. You know?
That's right, and that's why I tell you about the cannabis stocks. You know, the best play is just to short them all. And on that, we're going to go to a commercial. We're going to be right back.